Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Tutor 1. In today's session, we're diving deep into creating WCAG-compliant typography and text styles using Figma, specifically tailored for your web and mobile app UI/UX designs. This tutorial will equip you with the essential skills to ensure your text is not only visually appealing, but also accessible to all users. Let's get started. Why typography matters in UI/UX design. User experience. Good typography enhances the user experience by making content easy to read and navigate. Poor typography can frustrate users and lead to a negative experience. Branding. Typography is a key element of a brand's visual identity. Consistent, thoughtful use of typography reinforces brand recognition and conveys the right message to users. Accessibility. Adhering to typography best practices ensures that content is accessible to a broader audience, including those with visual or cognitive impairments. Visual appeal. A well-designed typography system contributes to the overall aesthetic of a product, making it more visually appealing and engaging to users. In summary, typography in UI/UX design is not just about choosing a font. It's about creating a system that enhances the user experience by making content legible, readable, and visually harmonious. It plays a crucial role in guiding users through the interface, improving accessibility, and reinforcing the brand identity. Typography in UI/UX design is the art and technique of arranging type to make written language legible, readable, and visually appealing when displayed. It is a critical element in creating a user interface (UI) and user experience (UX) that is not only functional, but also aesthetically pleasing. Typography influences how users perceive and interact with content, affecting the overall usability and accessibility of a product. Key aspects of typography in UI/UX design. 1. Legibility. Definition. Legibility refers to how easily individual characters or letters can be distinguished from each other. It's influenced by typeface choice, font size, spacing, and text color. Best practices. Choose clean, simple fonts with clear distinctions between characters. Avoid overly decorative fonts that can reduce legibility. 2. Readability. Definition. Readability is about how easily text can be read and understood as a whole. It involves how text is arranged on a page, including line length, line height, and text alignment. Best practices. Use appropriate line heights, typically 1.5x the font size. Keep line lengths between 45 to 75 characters, and use left-aligned text for most body content. 3. Font hierarchy. Definition. Font hierarchy refers to the arrangement of different text elements like headings, subheadings, and body text to create a visual distinction and guide the reader's eye through the content. Best practices. Establish a clear hierarchy by varying font sizes, weights, and colors. For example, use a larger, bolder font for headings, a medium size for subheadings, and a regular size for body text. 4. Font selection. Definition. The choice of fonts or typefaces is crucial in setting the tone and personality of the interface. Different fonts convey different moods and levels of formality. Best practices. Use sans serif fonts, e.g. Helvetica Arial, for digital interfaces due to their simplicity and readability on screens. Limit the number of typefaces to 2 to 3 to maintain consistency. 5. Consistency. Definition. Consistency in typography ensures that the user interface feels cohesive and predictable. This includes using the same typefaces, sizes, and weights throughout the design. Best practices. Create a typography system that defines styles for headings, subheadings, body text, captions, buttons, and other text elements. Stick to this system across the entire product. 6. Responsive typography. Definition. Responsive typography adjusts to different screen sizes and resolutions, ensuring that text remains legible and visually appealing on all devices. Best practices. Use relative units like EM, REM, or cent instead of fixed units like PX to allow text to scale according to the user's screen size. 7. Color and contrast. Definition. The color and contrast of text against its background affect readability and accessibility. WCAG guidelines recommend certain contrast ratios to ensure text is readable by all users, including those with visual impairments. Best practices. Ensure a contrast ratio of at least 4.5:1 for normal text and 3:1 for large text. Use color intentionally to convey meaning, but avoid relying solely on color to distinguish important information. 8. White space. Definition: white space, or negative space, refers to the empty space around and between text elements. It helps reduce clutter and improves readability. Best practices: use generous amounts of white space to separate different text elements and create a clean, organized layout. 9. Alignment. Definition: text alignment affects how the content is perceived and read. Common alignments include left, right, centered, and justified. Best practices: left-aligned text is generally the most readable, especially for body content. Centered text can be used for titles or short pieces of text, but should be avoided for large blocks of text. 10. Microtypography. Definition: microtypography involves fine-tuning the small details of text, such as letter spacing, kerning, word spacing, and line spacing. Best practices: adjust kerning and tracking, letter spacing, to ensure that letters are evenly spaced and that text is visually balanced. Large title. Usage: used for the most prominent titles on a screen, such as the main screen title or the primary section header. Two. Usage: used for important subheadings or titles that are one level below the large title, typically for major content sections. Three. Heading 1. Usage: used for primary headings within a section or content area, giving a clear hierarchy within the content. Four. Heading 2. Usage: used for secondary headings within a section, typically under Heading 1 to further break down content into manageable parts. 5. Heading 3. Usage: used for tertiary headings, typically under Heading 2 to organize content at a more granular level. 6. Heading 4. Usage. Used for lower-level headings, often within subsections under Heading 3, to organize detailed content. Seven. Body text 1. Usage. Used for main paragraph text or primary content body, ensuring readability for the core information. 8. Body text 2. Usage. Used for secondary content or supporting information, often for less emphasized text. 9. Body text 3. Usage. Used for tertiary content or supplementary information, such as footnotes, disclaimers, or captions. 10. Label caption. Usage. Used for labels in forms or captions under images, providing contextual information or short descriptions. 11. Button text 1. Usage. Used for text on primary action buttons, such as submit or next, where the action is the main call to action. 12. Button text 2. Usage. Used for secondary action buttons, such as cancel or back, where the action is optional or less important than the primary action. 13. Button text 3. Usage. Used for tertiary action buttons or less prominent actions, such as learn more or skip, where the action is not critical or is more informational. These descriptions ensure that the text hierarchy is clear, providing users with a consistent and intuitive experience. Now that you've created your typography styles, it's time to put them to work. By applying these styles to your text, you can effortlessly design page content while ensuring consistency across your entire application's UI/UX. This approach not only streamlines your design process, but also reinforces a cohesive visual experience throughout your project. All right, that's a wrap for today's session. I hope you found this video valuable and picked up some useful insights. If you did, please consider sharing the video, dropping a like, and leaving a comment. And if you haven't subscribed to RTutor 1 yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.